Happy Friday the 13th, everybody. That religion of peace has called for a day of rage all across the planet, every country they infect. I know we got to support Israel, right? I have to say that I halfway believe that they've welcomed their own destruction by having such ridiculously liberal gun laws. When you look at them on a map, there's the ocean, and all that surrounding territory are people that want them dead. All the weapons they're using on them right now, Joe Biden's responsible for because of the way he pulled out of Afghanistan. And who knows how much money he's sending Iran under the table. I got to kind of wonder how, Hamas, Hezbollah, they behead women and children. There's people that have you believing that they actually care about the women and children over there. But if they did, why aren't they arming them? They're kidnapping them, packing them into buildings, they're hurling missiles at them, and when they fire back, well, look at all the people you killed. How many of those hostage situations could have been prevented had they been able to own a firearm? How can you have these demons right at your door, but you got to prove that you need a gun? It's only a matter of time before that so-called Iron Dome is going to collapse, and Joe Biden's going to see that it does. It's just more chaos, more confusion. It's going to drive more mass migration. We have our own problems, and right now, it's this administration. And after him, the open borders, because the people that's going to be migrating here after that's not going to be from Israel. Yeah, I know, they're God's chosen people, right? No, they're not. Read your Bible. All Christians are God's chosen people. We should not be getting involved with some century-old war between countries that have been fighting since probably before recorded history. We have our own problems. I don't even know if Trump's going to be able to fix this one. This is the Great Reset, equally distributing the global population. It won't be long before they're redrawing our borders after the one at our southern border collapses. Our leadership has failed us. They don't care. Diversity has become so much of a strength that is going to be our undoing, because it won't be long before they do start striking on our soil. And if you're a white man and you defend yourself, you're going to jail because you're a racist. That's how they frame it. We allowed it to happen. I gotta kind of wonder at this point if there's enough of us left to even take the country back. I know I see a lot of people voicing their displeasure on social media. I love it when I see these women online standing there in a thong. My heart goes out to Israel, when really they're just posting an ass shot for clicks. We're so vain, so full of ourselves, that we've just became lazy, and we've lost our country. If you're a card-carrying citizen and you need to go out today, just be prepared. But if you don't need to go out, stay home. There's been too much groundwork laid to guarantee this Great Reset, this next pandemic, once they release another virus. They're going to try to roll out a digital currency. So much for you having a yard sale and making any money under the table. These guys are going to know how much you have and what you're doing with it. And they're going to be able to control what you do with it. I know it sounds like something out of, I don't know, some silly movie. But most of us don't even know what reality is anymore anyway. Got transgender people in the military. What the hell are we doing with all that money giving it to Ukraine? You notice that it doesn't seem to be fixing anything, yet when they put their military on camera, some transgender guy talking about, we got this, yet they don't seem to be doing nothing more than, I don't know, spending it, probably on gender reassignment surgery for their troops. This is a joke. I support gays in the military. We should draft them. Put them on the front line. You know, after all. One problem at a time, though. One problem at a time. We're too divided as a country. I mean, even here in the South, let me change hands. You know, it's interesting how people up north are so divided on identity and who the biggest victim is. And down here, it's about kinship and survival and whether or not you're from here. You know, there's going to be a sharp drop in population. Am I going to go out on the first pile? I hope not. That's not the plan. I may not be able to put it off forever, but at least I made it out of the city. And guys, you should be watching my videos on leaving the city on a budget. I'm sharing as much as I can. And for the videos that I'm sharing on YouTube, of course, because the fruitcake loving Nazis that actually moderate the platform, you know, I got to be careful how I phrase things, because they just changed their own community guidelines so many times they don't even seem to understand what they are. They're just silencing people now. Anyway, it's a nice, cool, sunny morning in eastern Kentucky. Go for a drive for a little bit and enjoy the peace and quiet. It's very, very, very highly unlikely that any of that day of rage nonsense will happen here, which is why I'm here. So, those of you who may be living very close to those populations who tend to misbehave, keep your head down. Stay home if you can. Until the next video, you should be preparing to leave the cities. And we'll holler at you later.